Hey there, folks. Duncan here from Digitally Reincarnated Technologies, the Atavism and Synty Discord servers. And today I'm going to redo one of my old tutorials here, getting more of your Synty assets. Now, in theory, this will work with other assets, just the code that I'm going to release to go along with it, built specifically for Synty. So, first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to show you a quick asset that we're going to be using for this video. So this asset is created by Alan Bayless. It's $15 on the asset store. And this is an utterly amazing asset for what we're doing. It's called Mesh Cutter there. And this is the icon for it right here. So this is the asset that we will be using here. And then along with some stuff that I've coded, which will come in. The lighting will be used in this tutorial, and the UV editor and get UV chords will be used in the next tutorial. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go into the dungeon pack. You can use any one you want here, but we're going to do this because I'm going to cut up the parts I'm going to use in the next tutorial. And I'm going to start with the Goblin Male. I'll be doing the Goblin Female as well, but I won't include that in the tutorial because it's just going to be me doing the same thing twice. Now, when we're cutting things up, the shadows are actually going to make a difference here, and that can be a royal pain. So what we're going to do is go to Mesh Cutter Setup, Directional Light, and Set Up Lighting. There we go. All right, and so what that did was it turned off the directional light in the sample scene and added 4 new lights that are all spread out here. Okay, and then what we're going to do, you can find Mesh Cutter up here, but I added a button. There it is. So what we're going to do is we want to click on the character till he's highlighted orange, click lock. It's going to ask us to save it. You can see I've already got parts in here. What we're doing is it's going to save the mesh as a new item. So no matter what you do to it here, it's not going to affect the original. So Goblin, wow, I cannot type today. Goblin male junk. Okay, so now it's locked in. So if we had another model behind it and we accidentally clicked on it, it's not going to do anything. Now, the parts that we're going to want to do or have access to is going to be the beard. If you don't already have the beard available to your other characters, we want the ears, we want the mouth, and the tusks. Okay, so to make things a little easier, first we're going to deactivate the root. I'm going to have to relock this again, possibly. Yeah, okay. So you can see that it's letting me click things. So I'm going to get rid of those. Okay. So you can individually click triangle by triangle that we're working on. You can control and highlight, or you can just left click and drag to get what you want. And then holding shift lets you unclick triangles, and then control shift, drag, lets you undo it. Now we don't want anything below the neck for this, so what I'm going to do is hold control, and I'm going to highlight about there, and let go. Oh, because I went off the screen, it's going to be a pain. Let's try this again. Oh, I got some of the beard there, but that's okay. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to control shift and go down to make sure that I got none of the beard there. There we go. So just so you know, when you hold control and do something, you get all the way around. If you are just clicking, it will only give you directly what you click on and not the stuff behind. So we've highlighted that. I'm going to hit delete. And there we go. Okay. Now, anytime you use any of these buttons, you have to relock the character. So we're going to highlight them orange. Lock. It's going to give the same name. Save. Yes, we'll replace it. And let's start deleting the stuff we don't need here. Control click. Control shift click. And just make sure we didn't get any of the beard there. That's going to be a pain to do that way. Okay. So you can see why I set up the lights like this. Shadows will make a very big difference, and that's why we did it that way. I'm going to control click, highlight that. Oh, didn't realize I was holding control again there still. Wasn't paying attention. All right. Okay, delete. You can see it left a little bit of junk. So we're going to relock this. Oh, where's that? That's part of his back. That's fine. All right, we're going to hit delete. All right, so we've got just the head here now. So in theory, you could grab the hair here too. The hair should work on the modular characters or other characters here. I'm not going to bother at the moment. I have specific things I am looking for. Let's lock them again. And we're going to start with the beard. So I am going to left click and hold and make sure that I get every piece of the beard. You're going to have to turn the model as you go to make sure you don't miss anything. And you want to make sure that you're not grabbing like chunks of the neck or anything like that. But at the same time, you also need to make sure that you are not leaving any holes, because that's going to look really bad, especially if it's letting light through or something like that in the event of a beard. Wow, there's a lot of triangles in this beard. A lot of weird ones. So you can see it looks like it's highlighting part of his mouth, but in reality, that's actually part of the triangle that goes over. Like if I if I hold shift, I can't remove any of those. So that is completely fine there. It's just the triangles that are going behind the mouth that you can't actually see. Okay, so I did get one part of the mouth there. All right. You can fast forward a bit here if you don't want to watch me do each individual triangle, but you'll see, if you do watch, you'll see the different ways that I go looking to make sure that I got everything. I see a little bit of black there. There's another chunk. Couldn't see it until I moved just the camera ever so slightly. There it is again. Angles make a very big difference here, especially when you got lots of little triangles. There's another one. Okay, now looking inside, just need to figure out if that's part of the beard or part of his mouth that I saw there. Looks like part of his face, so that should be fine. Okay, so now we have his beard. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Cut Mesh, and we're going to call this Goblin Beard. And create prefab. Yes, we'll save that. It's right there. Okay, so now we can actually go and should be able to move that out of the way. It's doing it as a skin mesh, so it's going to be a pain. What we're going to do is create empty. I'm going to do this. Goblin male beard. We are going to add a mesh renderer and mesh filter. Go here. There's the goblin beard. There's that. There's that there. So we are going to delete this. And we can actually take a look here. See, so you can see I actually did miss some triangles there. So if I was to use this beard, I would need to rebuild it. And it looks like I actually did grab part of his face, which you wouldn't want showing up on, say, a human character. There's another part of his beard I missed. Sometimes when you're doing this, like this one I might not have been able to get. It might have been a triangle underneath a triangle. If I find the stuff like this, I tend to delete what's around it before I go for it. Like when I do the mouths and the tusks, I'm actually going to delete the rest of the face around it, then go for the ears and the tusks. But we can see, where is it there? There's that there. If we added the template to it, we could actually go and put that on the character. And actually looking at it, it looks like there aren't really any holes. There's the piece of the face right there that I grabbed by accident. It would be easy enough to throw that on a character and see if there's any holes, and then just re-edit this one piece to remove that piece of the face. Okay, so I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to go back to the character. All right, so let's deal with the next part we want. Next part we want, we're actually going to go for the ears. And what we actually want to do is do each ear separately. So we're going to lock this. It is the Goblin Male Junk. All right, and we're going to go for the ears. Now, with the ears, we want a little bit of the extra here for the angles. So let's start with the right ear here. I'm going to go down here. And the first thing I like to do is get the outside when I do the ears. Now, normally I actually take the ears from the chieftain. I would say it's a matter of trying them both and see which one looks best. Frankly, aside from the earrings, I don't think there is too much difference in it. So you can see I've got the outside there. You can go in here, get the rest of the ears. And we want to make sure that you get all of the earrings. Now, the earrings do have meshes on the inside. It is easiest to control click. There we go. And do that. The ears do stick out enough as well that for the most part you can control click. I would just stop when you get close to the head and then just check and make sure you didn't get anything else. I got all the outsides already, so we should be pretty good there. Okay, so we're going to take that and we are going to cut and call it Goblin Male right ear. And we'll go and delete that. All right, and we'll see here there is a hole, which is all right. You can see that it's flat, which is what we wanted. We got all the creases there. Let's relock this. Clicking too fast. And let's go for the outsides again. Too far. Okay. And all right, and that is left ear. We'll delete that. It's flat. We're good. Now, I want the tusks and the mouth. Now, we want the tusks separately from the mouth. However, I cut them off usually as all one piece, and then I go and separate them. The reason for this, the reason why we're going to be doing it this way, I'm just going to call this junk this time, is when we change the shader information with this script, we want to make it so the mouth matches like skin color, but we don't want to do the teeth. And when we do it, we're going to drop the whole entire mesh on and say change everything. So first I'm going to get rid of these extra pieces that I don't need. And I don't really care about the eyes and the eyebrows and the hair right now. And I don't want the neck. that. And we're going to hit delete. All right. Relock it. Okay. Now, the thing with the mouth that we're going for and the tusks is they are double-sided for a lot of them. So we got to make sure that we go all the way around as well to remove, not only to get what we need, but to remove the stuff we don't need. So let's take a quick look here, see what else I'm missing. So then you can see there that the tusks have an inside to them as well. All right, we're going to hit delete. And that actually looks pretty good. This looks like it's a bit of beard. But I found with the chieftain as well that if you delete it, it actually leaves a hole. And it looks okay once you change the skin color on it. So now we're going to control click here. Oh, forgot to lock it first. Lock it as junk. Control click to get all of it. Come on. There we go. You can see it got both sides. And we are going to hit cut mesh. We'll call this goblin male mouth with tusks. And then now we've got it here. And what we're going to do now is actually relock this. We'll call it junk again. I know I switched names partway through. That's me being lazy. And what we're going to do is get just the mouth or just the tusks. Your choice as to which one you go for. When we cut it, then we'll be able to lock and grab the other ones, no issue. These ones are fairly easy triangles to get, which is why I go with the mouth. And again, you don't want any holes, as that will be really awkward. That's the beard that's up there that I didn't delete. And that's looking pretty good. So we're going to go cut mesh. We're going to call this goblin male mouth. And delete that. And there's the tusks. You can see that there is no mouth attached to them. Lock, junk, and then highlight all of them. Cut, goblin, male, tusks. There we go. Now, I just realized that there is something else I can add to this. So there will be something new in this tool when I release it. I'm going to make a thing where we can drop all of these in a list, and it will automatically convert them out of skin mesh into mesh filter or mesh renderer. Now, I understand as well with Modular Fantasy, everything is skin mesh. In the next tutorial, we will actually be using a different asset that will convert them back to skin mesh and make them static part of it. I'm going to show you how to edit the human male head or human female head if you're going to do the female goblin, to add these pieces in using another asset to combine them, and you'll actually be able to not only make each of the male heads into a goblin head so that you can have goblin characters as well, but with this tool, with the UV editor, you'll be able to drop each of these pieces in and convert them to the proper settings to use for the custom shader that comes with Modular Fantasy by Synty. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching this. The only other steps that you could do here for like the beard and the hair would be to put them on the model, line them up so that you have the right transforms, and then drop the shader on them. But you're going to want to use the tool that I show in the next tutorial I'm going to make, which is technically my third tutorial. to convert the shader anyways, so you'd want to be dropping the Modular Fantasy one on it after you do that. So check out that tutorial if you want. I'm going to show you how to use this tool down in the corner to convert the UVs and to make these pieces part of the actual Fantasy Modular asset by Synty Studios. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think.